Good morning. Walking to the station. God, I do look rough. As you know, I haven't been well for the past 2 weeks, but that's by the by, and it can show. Well, there's no makeup, so there you go. Makeup is a miracle. So you can still hear it in my voice, actually. I'm walking to the station because I've got to go to the dentist again today, and I just was reflecting on this past year, really. Because for me it's been morning Jill, morning Sharon. It's been such a tough year for me this year. I've been on a road of self-discovery anyway. So apart from the healthy eating and the herbal life, and trying to get myself down that path. I mean, I've been not necessarily doing the herbal life, but I've been doing the kind of healthy eating. I was doing the healthy eating before, but I wasn't really training, and that's why I put on quite a bit of weight, and the training's really helped, and to be honest, so as partly the herbal life helped me too. I mean, I didn't go crazy with it. I didn't want to lose like shitloads of weight all in 5 minutes or anything like that. I just needed it to, my personal thing was I needed it just to, get my mindset in the right place. And I did that, and I achieved that, and I feel great for doing that. And so yeah, just a little reflection really on this year. So it's been a bit of a crazy one, as I said. And I was talking yesterday to someone just about since my mum died in 2005. I don't know where I was. I don't know where I've been for the past, 12 years? Well, I do for the last 2 years, that's for sure. But those years leading up to the 2 years ago, when I kind of like had a bit of an awakening about me and about my situation, about my life and the people in it, it made me really start to think about, well, what the bloody hell was I doing for those 10 years? Well, of course I know I was working, and of course I know I was studying for my masters, and I was doing all the things that you're supposed to do, or well, in my world anyway, to better myself, to progress in my career, in my chosen career, and I was very successful, really successful. And I had lots of holidays. I was holidaying here, I was holidaying there. In fact, I was bloody holidaying everywhere. Every 5 minutes I was on holiday. And you know what? It was fantastic that I was, first of all, had the money to be able to do that. And secondly, I think that in retrospect, I was running away. And I was running away. I was running away from my life. I was running away from my family. I was running away. Well, I ain't got no friends, but the ones I thought were my friends, I was kind of like running away from them too. And it hit me yesterday when I was thinking about this, and in particular during a meditation session, of why that was. And this ain't me apportioning blame to anyone else. I'm not about that. I'm not doing that. This is about me and where I was. So, and this is what triggered this thing in my head, okay? So I've been sick, and I have been ill with the tooth out. I've had laryngitis. I've hardly left the house, to be honest. I've left when I needed to, go shopping or whatever, but I've stayed indoors, kept myself to myself, working on the businesses. And two people that are actually new in my life, they're new to my life, well, relatively new. One is my, well, it doesn't matter, they know they are, right? And once I tell you, they'll twig. So two people that are relatively new in my life. Bearing in mind, I've got family. Well, I thought I did. I had friends. Well, I thought I did. Clocks that on Facebook I'd put something along the lines of really not feeling very well at all. And both of those people, who are relatively new in my life, actually offered to go shopping for me, pick anything up for me, pop round and make sure I was okay. Now, during that period that I just described, well, I thought that was absolutely fantastic, and thank you so much to you two, both of you, for actually thinking of me in that way. I totally appreciate that, and I feel very blessed that I'm in your thoughts like that. But going back to that 10-year period, basically when I said I'd woken up from it, I was clearly grieving. There was a big grief process going on for my mum. I still miss her. You know, wasn't allowed to talk about her in my family. When she died, no one bloody mentioned her. It was like she just disappeared and never fucking existed. And excuse my language, but that's how it felt to me. So clearly I was grieving. And clearly I didn't want to face up to the feelings that I had about some of these people in my life. So instead I ran away. And I went and sat on a beach for a long weekend, as often as I possibly could. And what I mean by this is in all those years when I've been sick in my house at any given time, not that I get sick often, because I actually don't, to be fair, not one fucking person from my family or my alleged friends, you know, my close network actually ever offered to do my shopping or come round and help me out because I'm not well. None of them. So clearly, during that 10-year period, there was a misbalance to me in how I feel family should be and how I feel friends should be. Now, that doesn't make me right, and it doesn't make them wrong. It's just how I feel about it. And that's the important thing. So, when certain of my friends have been ill, I've gone round their house and I've done their housework for them. I've run them baths, I've got their shopping, I've cooked food for them. Because that's what you do for your friend. Yeah? That's what you do. You know, I've done the same with my family where I can. I've been supportive when they've had really, really bad times. You know, but yet no one has stepped forward. And I find it really odd, because clearly I'm doing something that I feel is the right thing to do, being loyal to people and the people you love and care about. And to me, that's what you do for your family and that's what you do for your friends, but it was never reciprocated. So I struggled with that for a long time. I struggled with it because I didn't have my mum to turn to, and it's quite clearly now that I didn't have my dad either, because of all the shenanigans that's gone on. Albeit he did help me out because he lived further out, he lived out of London, and it was my escape. It was my escape, and I liked that little escape for the long weekends, to go and be with him and spend time with him. Well, I don't have that now, but that's fine. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is I was struggling, really, really struggling with the support and the loyalty that I offered to my friends and family out of my heart, because that was my duty as a decent individual, and never having anything reciprocated back in that respect. So I just found it all a bit odd, to be fair, and I struggled and I struggled and I struggled with it, and I couldn't understand it, and I still don't understand it, to be honest, but that really don't matter so much anymore either, because I'm at the other side and I have been for a while, albeit I look a bit like shit today because I'm still not very well at all. But what I can say is this: when you struggle I mean, that's probably what I needed to do during that period that I did it. I probably needed to do all that stuff, you know, and I had a wonderful time. Don't get me wrong, wonderful time. But that's not the point I'm trying to get to. So apart from the healthy eating, well-being is so crucial in a person's life. Money doesn't buy your well-being. Don't get me wrong, having money is nice, because what that does is it allows you to jet off for a weekend, here, there and everywhere, and sit on a beach and drink a cocktail, if that's what you want to do. It buys you nice things. It can buy you nice cars, it can buy you nice clothes, you know. And when you've got money, people don't mind taking your money off you. That's for sure. They don't mind the gifts. They don't mind me sharing and being generous. Oh no, that's fine. That's lovely. But when I'm sick, they won't come and look after me. No. So that's all nice. But well-being is much more than that. In fact, sometimes that don't even come into the equation, because if you've got a decent network around you, a network of people that are purely on your wavelength, have your same principles as yourself and the same morals as you, your life can be really blissful, because you're all looking out for each other, right? You're watching out for each other. You're all going down the same journey, albeit for me it's got to be a positive journey. I'm not going down none of that nasty whatever route, you know. I'm talking about like-minded like me, who want to progress in life, who are, you know, nurturing their soul, nurturing their spirit, just want to be good people really and look out for each other. Then life can be really great, to be honest. And whilst this year it's shown me that, actually. So just going back to that little example of those two people that are relatively new in my life that offered to come and help me, those two people, just that one gesture said more to me than anybody in my life those 10 years that I just spoke about. Anybody in my life. And in one respect, that's a bit sad, that you are surrounded by people that you actually think care about you and love you, but when it comes down to the crunch, they're not there, which means they're fake. It's just, and I think that's the bit I struggled with. So, but I'm not struggling with it anymore. I just wanted to share those thoughts with you, because we're going into a new year. I'm going into that new year as a completely different person, that I will say. And it's not to say that my old person was a bad person, far from it. I'm just going into that new year as a better version of myself. My lace has come undone. As a better version of myself. And that's all I'm trying to strive for in this world while I'm here, is to be the best version of myself that I can. So some of the tools I've been using, as I said, apart from the healthy eating, like-minded people, is the use of the essential oils. And I've been using them since 1995 anyway. Love them, always have done. The crystals mixed with the essential oils, oh, they blow me away. They're just absolutely fantastic, and I'll give you some examples of how that's helped me out on another live. But for this particular one, and the meditation. And one of the wonderful things about meditation is, whether you believe this or not is entirely up to you, but I do. And I went on a search for my spirit guide in my meditation, and I searched twice. In the first one, someone showed up. The second one, that same person showed up, and I was a bit confused. So I went and had a chat with someone I know who's a bit of a mentor to me, and they said, no, if that's the person that is showing up when you have specifically requested to see your spirit guide, that is your spirit guide. And I was absolutely, totally overwhelmed by it. And, but so excited. So excited. Because my spirit guide is my mother. Which, oh, I'm going to cry now, bloody hell. Which makes me feel so joyful that she is still here. Obviously not in body form, but in spirit form. It is actually true. She is actually here, looking out for me, looking over me, and just basically guiding me. And all the things that have been going on, this awakening, I'm sure she'd been knocking on the door. In fact, she was knocking on the door because she used to appear in my dreams. But I just ignored it because I couldn't deal with it. But now I'm in a place where I can deal with so much more. I feel so much stronger. That, sorry, excuse me, sick. It's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing that my mum is my spirit guide. And through meditation, I can actually see her and speak to her, and she actually guides me, which is brilliant. But there's loads of stuff you can do with meditation. It's been such a beautiful journey for me, and it's become a daily practice. And I really do I'd love to just teach people the tools that I've been using and how I've been using them, just to really guide them and give them some spiritual guidance, really, and help them through a journey like I've been through. Because, you know, don't suffer in silence. That's all I've got to say. No one should suffer in silence. But when you spend 10 years suffering in silence because the people around you really don't give two fucking shits, that's sad. But hey ho, it's gone. It's all gone. You know, I've been on this spiritual journey now, really, taking it seriously for a couple of years, and you know, I am actually, apart from being sick, I'm actually in a really, really good place. My well-being is probably the best that it's ever been right now, and that's purely because of what I've been doing and the lifestyle changes that I've made. I'm healthier, although I don't look it right now, but I am healthier, I'm fitter, mentally stronger, spiritually more aware than I've ever been in my life, ever. And so I just wanted to do that because I'm at the station now, so I really do need to jump on the tube because I'm going to be late. I've got to get to the dentist and have my regular hygiene doobry. Yeah, you guys all have a good day, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you another day. Take care now, bye.